Hey guys, Mr. T here, just doing a quick video on the subtraction of larger numbers. So when you're dealing with large numbers, you can't use a number line like we talked about with addition. It's not realistic. Your page is quite small. Instead, you should use vertical subtraction to subtract only the digits in its place value to find the answer. So just like addition, you work your way through the different place values. You're subtracting this time to get the answer. So the steps are, they're all quite similar to addition except for one thing that replaces the carrying over. So step one, write the numbers being not added, they're being subtracted. Write the numbers being subtracted, or taken. One on top of the other aligned on the right side with their digits in the ones units column. So you're going to align it like this, 1, 2, 4, 6, and 2, 3, 5, because 6 and 5 were in the units place value. You're not going to write it like 1, 2, 4, 6, and 2, 3, 5, because 6 and 5 are in the units column, but they're not aligned with each other. So that's step one. Step two, write the subtraction sign to the left of the bottom number to remind you that you're subtracting, so you don't actually accidentally add. And also draw a line below the bottom number, so they've been aligned. You're going to draw a line underneath them, and you're going to write that you're subtracting to remind yourself that you are doing that. And so once again, the third step is a doozy, but once you practice it, it's not too bad. Starting from the units place value, so you're starting from the right again, subtract the numbers from each other, so you're not adding this time, you're subtracting, and write the last digit of not the sum, you are writing the difference, because that is the result of subtraction, under the line below the numbers being added. If the number being subtracted is larger than the one being subtracted from, so if the bottom number is bigger than the top number in the stack that you've made, you borrow one from the top number in the next place value on the left. When you do this borrowing one, the following happens. The top number in the next place value gets reduced by 1. Why? Because you're borrowing 1 from it. And the borrowed 1 combines with the digit in your current place value to form a larger number. You're then going to subtract the bottom digit in your current place value from this new larger digit. So you have to do all of this and borrowing 1, because sometimes you're going to have the number being subtracted is bigger than the one you're subtracting from. You can't do that. So what you do is get another number, a 1, from the next place value to the left to make the number bigger, and then you should be able to subtract it. So once the numbers in a place value have been subtracted, you write the answer underneath a line and move to the next place value on the left. Repeat step 3 until you are done. So to show you this complex step 3, I'll show you how it's done here. So I've written my numbers aligned on the right. I'll write a line or draw a line horizontally under them all and remind myself that I'm subtracting. So I'm going to go 6. So I'm going to start in this column here, the units. 6 take 5. That can be done. So 6 take 5 is going to be 1. Go to the next column, the tens column. 4 take 3. That's going to be 1 again. 2 take 2 is nothing. And then 1 take 0, because there's nothing there, is 1. So that didn't have the tricky part where you're borrowing. So I'm going to write another answer, e.g. with, or another question, so that we can see how borrowing works. So I'm going to write something very similar, 1, 2, 4, 6, but this time it's going to be 2, 3, and 8 instead. So the steps, write the minus to remind me I'm minusing, or subtracting, draw a line horizontally under everything. So now 6 take 8. 6 is smaller than 8, so I can't really take 8 away from it. So I need to borrow 1 from the next place value. So currently I'm in the units, or the ones place value. but I need to borrow 1 from the tens place value. So what happens is I'm going to borrow 1 from 4. It's going to reduce by 1, so now it's going to be 3. And that 1 that I borrowed is going to be added on as a digit to the 6. So now I've actually got 16 instead of 6 before. And I can definitely take 16. I can definitely take 8 from 16 because 16 is larger than 8. 16 take 8 is going to be 8. So I did the borrowing and then I did the subtraction because I could do now. And so now I move to the next place value on the left, the tens. 4 reduced to 3, but 3 can be taken from 3. That gives you 0. The next column is the 2 and the 2. 2 take 2 is 0. And then 1 take nothing is going to be 1. Okay. So that's an example of what happens when borrowing occurs. I'll do one more example. It's slightly harder with multiple borrowings. So if I had 1, 2, 4, 6, 2, 5, 8. Let's try that. So I'm doing subtraction with slightly different numbers. 6 take 8 can't do. So I need to borrow from 4. It becomes 3. And the 1 borrowed makes the 6 into 16. 16 take 8 is 8. Now I move to the next column, which is 3 take 5. I can't do that because 3 is smaller than 5. So I need to borrow 1 again. The borrowed 1 makes it 13. But the 1 was borrowed from 2, so 2 becomes 1 now. 13 take 5. 13 take 5 is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8. So I've worked my way through the units and the tens column. With my subtractions, I'm up to 1 take 2 now. 1 is smaller than 2, so I'm going to borrow 1 from the 1 here. 1 becomes 0. 11 take 2 is 9. So that's a more complex one with multiple borrowings. Hopefully that helps you out, and I'll see you in the next video.